We open the door and say, "Sir, you have a chance to make $100,000 overnight." He goes, "Let's talk."
We got a deep fryer. As soon as we turned it on, the power in neighborhoods went out. The profit was about $50, which I lost. It fell out of my pocket in the bus.
"I'm free, who's next?" "Hello, what would you like?"
Dumping made things very difficult. I decided to accept the order, but ended up with no profit.
Hey guys, have you heard of the mysterious Ukrainian superhero that frees our roads from cars with Lithuanian registration and our forests from deforestation and export to the European Union? We're going to visit Chernivtsi to learn more about him. Excuse me, sir, where can I find OZZY Man? I want to talk to him.
People here contact OZZY Man through the red phone booth.
Where can I find it?
Right there.
Thanks a lot. How can I find OZZY Man?
OZZY Man is busy at the moment. He is saving the citizens of Chernivtsi from hunger.
Chernivtsi is my city. It is our city. Everyone has their own mission here. Heroes protect the citizens while the latter keep doing their job. Who am I if by day I fry French fries back to back with my fellows in the kitchen, and by night I fight injustice in a silly red suit? Our dream is to find our purpose, and our calling is to be helpful for people. The main thing is, we are one team, and I am its OZZY Man.
Look around. A co-founder of the OZZY chain is almost there. He will tell you everything.
Alex, what is OZZY about?
Fast food. OZZY is all about fast food. We could have simply named our company OZZY, and that's what everybody was telling us to do. But we decided to stand our ground. On every sign it says fast food, because you can get the meal quickly. People think of it as junk food, but we don't stop proving that fast food can be healthy. At the moment, the chain consists of 2 restaurants, and we are about to open one more. 1,100 square meters, brand new equipment. It's going to be a really good restaurant.
How many people does OZZY serve per day?
About 3,000 people per day. That's the total for the 2 restaurants. To serve 3,000 people per day in a city with a population of 230,000 people, that's a lot.
Chernivtsi is not that big if you compare it to Kyiv. Guys, we're excited to have Dmitry, a co-founder of the OZZY fast food chain. So, how did we come up with OZZY? We used to arrange concerts for music artists. At night we had nowhere to eat. Only a few fast food places, but the food there would give me heartburn. I'm a young man. My stomach should be able to digest nails.
And we knew for sure that this niche wasn't filled and people needed a high-quality fast food.
At first we considered buying a franchise, but there wasn't really any decent option that would work for us.
Why franchising? You're buying an existing business, they provide training, but you have to pay a certain amount for that. Well, we had no money.
If you can buy experience, you should earn it, yes. That's why my partner and I made a decision to apply for a regular job at McDonald's and KFC. Oh yeah, I got it. Did you work at McDonald's or KFC?
KFC. My partner works at McDonald's, and now we'll show you guys a photo where you'll see me and my partner wearing that uniforms. My partner had his McDonald's uniform on him and I'm wearing KFC. I bet no one has such a photo.
What knowledge did you bring with you from McDonald's to OZZY? Well, first is the absolute, ultimate obsession with hygiene and cleanness. Like, what would you do, for instance, with a bottle of water that fell on the floor? You would put it back, right? No harm was done to the water inside. But at McDonald's, it's a no-no. They get a broom and dustpan and toss it. From that, I learned 2 things. First, what's right? And second, why McDonald's doesn't do franchising in Ukraine? There are no guarantees that other entrepreneurs will be doing the same thing. Guys, in search of Ozzy Man, I came to Chernivtsi with just one sweater and decided to buy some clothes. The locals recommended the PAPAYA store. Let's go and check it out. Hello? What sweaters do you have? Let me look at the gray one. A large, please. Hello, Valeriy. My name is Andrey.
Nice to meet you.
I really like your store. Why not we go talk? Let's go. Valeriy, you're a man and your niche is women's clothing. How did that come about?
Most people by the nature are a little lazy, and I'm not an exception. The fastest way to make money is buy low and sell high. Why clothes? I have a pretty good knowledge of it, I guess. And in addition, a long time ago my parents had some experience in it.
Now, would you tell me about PAPAYA in figures, please?
At the moment, we have 6 stores in western Ukraine so far. We have completely taken over the market in 2 cities, that's Chernivtsi and Ivano-Frankivsk. We also have a powerful online platform that can compete with most retail stores. Our total shopping capacity is about 700 square meters, and we have our outsourced manufacturing.
Tell me top 3 stories from your life that made you stronger.
One of my mistakes was opening a store in the mall on the 2nd floor. Customer flow was very low. In 6 months, I barely recouped the investments that were not a lot in the first place. I didn't earn anything. I have closed the 2nd floor. Now we have our sales department here. This is our think tank. This is the 2nd floor. The ladies here do everything that has to do with internet, marketing, content. We create photos and designs here. The ladies choose clothes and analyze what is trendy and cool now.
People from over 300 cities place orders in the PAPAYA online store. And this kind of package, what's here? It is a dress. It is for Svetlana Krasnova in Cherkasy. Svetlana, that's for you. How did you make your first $1,000?
I made my first $1,000 after I started a business which was called Clothing Store. It was really called like that, it's not a figure of speech. The name was like Clothing Store. It was funny that it was 35 square meters next to a grocery store, and my first net profit was around $50. My second profit was about $50 too, which I lost. It just fell out of my pocket on the bus. Yeah, by the way, that was actually like an epic fail to me. So I lost $50, and during the 3rd month I made $100. And that's when it started getting better. I earned my first $10,000 after the launch of the store in Ivano-Frankivsk. I was 23 or 24 years old, I don't remember exactly. Around that time.
This kind of job is not easy, actually. You're aware of that because I know for sure that you had all sorts of jobs. Yes. Oh, and by the way, feel free to remember the past and go work as a cashier. Alright, let's try. First and foremost, I guess, there are 10 rules of how to wash your hands and keep everything clean. How do you wash your hands? You have to wash them 40 to 60 seconds. We are frying fish rolls here, chicken burgers here, and obviously French fries here. We can see that tomatoes can be out for 2 hours. At 8:25 they'll be toast. French fries can be in for up to 7 minutes and not more. What happens in 7 minutes, Sergey? We toss them. We don't compromise on quality. All the snacks stay for how long, Alexander? Alexander, Sasha is one of the best employees. I'm proud that we work together. We make money alongside with our employees, and there's a bonus system depending on our revenues. We say we're making money, so let's make money together. A regular employee gets around 6 or 7,000 hryvnias a month, and a restaurant manager can make up to $1,000. Who's next? Hello, what would you like? I would like cheese sticks, a Coke and a ketchup. 62 hryvnias. Cheese sticks, ketchup and a Coke. Have a nice day.
The first restaurant we opened was about 60 meters. It was tiny, not even a diner.
How much did the first restaurant cost?
Over 100. Over 100,000.
Where did you get the money for your first restaurant?
I sold my apartment, and I also have the same amount in savings, and I borrowed money again and again and again. He said, Alexey, I'm lending you money only because I have already invested in you.
Before you begin, you should divide your expected profit by 2 or 3 times and multiply your expenses by 2. This way you will get a more or less realistic picture.
I knew for sure that if I fail, the worst case scenario would be going back to my parents' house and living with them.
Alec, why did you choose this hobby?
A very long time ago, and by the way, my dad has a lot of guns. He has been a hunter for a long time, so I was around 10 years old when I came to my dad. He rolled down the window of our small car, we had a small Tavria, and he pressed me close to himself because I wasn't brave or heavy enough to hold the gun myself. The only thing I did was aim at the metal can and hit the trigger. That was my first shot, and I hit the target. And I knew that I would be doing that in the future. I had a humongous desire to get a gun somewhere and shoot.
Alexey and I, did he tell you how we met? Tell me, please. Actually, we were competitors. Alexey and I were competitors. We both had our event companies.
Chernivtsi is not a big city, so everyone knows each other, and the competition at the time was crazy.
We came to a meeting. Alexey didn't know that I came with another party.
We were having a polite conversation. We had known each other for a while, whereas our people who were helping us were arguing. It was getting heated. We looked at each other, and Dmitry said, let's go outside to talk for a couple of minutes. So we did, and when we came back inside, we were partners.
Over the 7 years, regardless of the fact that I see him more often than my wife, every day, there have been no fights or extremely tense situations or anything like that. I believe that everything we have now is because of our synergy. Dima, what do you like the most about Alec? Absolutely positive attitude to everything that has ever happened to us. When we had really challenging times, he would say, everything will be fine. One day we came to a former cigarette store that was going to become our first restaurant. It had nothing but walls in it. We sat on the floor and I asked him, Alec, will we even have enough room here? And he just went, absolutely. And I believed him right away. Absolutely positive to any situation. Cut. Please marry me. This place, I believe, is one of our final steps in Chernivtsi. After that, we're going to start spreading our chain throughout Ukraine. We're planning to enter the biggest cities. Just think, the space we started with was 60 square meters, and this is exactly 20 times as big. Since the other option was getting a 1.2-kilometer gas pipe downtown, can you imagine? So we had to get 2 45-kilowatt heaters. The deadline is January 14, by any means. Whether or not we're making it, we decided to never miss any deadlines whatsoever. How much is invested in the launch? We don't have any final numbers yet, but it's about $600,000. It will be even more.
Our goal is to open 100 restaurants in Ukraine within 10 years. That's 10 restaurants a year. It doesn't mean that the next year we will open 10 restaurants and the following year 10 more. It won't be like that. I know that next year we will open 5 or 6, and the year after that we'll open 7, and in 4 years' time we'll be able to open 15.
You use decomposition, knowing what you'll need to do every year and every month. So, what did I learn from the stories of the 3 successful businessmen from Chernivtsi? First, you can and should be a self-made.
I had $3,000 in front of me, which was my grandmother's gift. The very next day we put them to good use and started selling things there. I sold my apartment, and I also have the same amount in savings, and I borrowed money again and again and again.
Second, success comes to those who overcome obstacles. Since the other option was getting a 1.2-kilometer gas pipe downtown, can you imagine? So we had to get 2 45-kilowatt heaters.
And we also remodeled the entrance. The problem we faced today was a 90 centimeters granite wall. The worst we could think of was blowing up the whole thing.
Be passionate about what you do, and do only the things you're passionate about.
3 rules about the restaurant: location, location, and location.
When I wake up, when I go to sleep, when I get in my car, I think about OZZY.
Brand means nothing if your product is crap.
Hey, wait, almost forgot. Christmas is around the corner. Have you bought gifts? Alex, would you please share how you came up with this business idea? Just like all the other kids receive Christmas gifts, I used to receive gifts for Christmas too. And those gifts, apart from other things, had delicious candy that we would eat right away. And there was not so good candy that we would leave for later. So I wondered, why not create packages that would have only the most delicious candy? I can say that our candy care packages are the most delicious Christmas packages at the moment. They consist of the best candy made by the best manufacturers in Ukraine, who use only the freshest candy. Our clients usually eat up our candy within the first few days. What did you begin with? It all began with my friends and I wanting to set up this business. We did everything ourselves. We would put together packages at night, and in the morning or afternoon we would deliver Christmas candy care packages by car. There were even a few times when we ran out of boxes, so we had to use old cardboard packaging of TV sets, fridges, and deliver our packages to our clients like that. All entrepreneurs make countless mistakes. Would you please share your top 3 mistakes that made you stronger? Well, I guess the first mistake is pretty common. I hired an employee, showed him and told him all the business processes, and you know what happens next? He left and started his own company. What can you learn from that? I would recommend that entrepreneurs or business owners break their businesses down into puzzle pieces and arrange them in such a way that no one else can put them together but him. Alex, what was the second mistake? The second mistake had to do with me pursuing one major client. I was 26 and very interested in landing that client. They wanted 15,000 packages. I began, which was about 1 million hryvnias. I began competing on price too much, landed the client, but went into the red at the end. Cool. The lesson is to know the cost of your product. I think that's essential. Could you please share about the third mistake? The third mistake had to do with, originally I used to work with Excel. Then I created an accounting program based on JavaScript. I decided I had to evolve and ordered software based on 1C. I ended up ordering it during the peak of the season. The vendors I used missed the deadlines. The lesson I learned was repair the roof when the sun is shining. Well, I've been working with my partners for 9 years, and they also happen to be my friends. We started together and have been together ever since.